Last night, I kicked my ex-husband out into a torrential rainstorm. He was sitting on my living room floor, sobbing and begging me to let him stay because his new girlfriend had supposedly kicked him out. My sister is calling me heartless and cruel, but the world doesn't know the full story. My name is Elena. 3 years ago, Mark and I divorced after 9 years of marriage and 2 children. When we split, I bought out his share of our house. Over the last 2 years, I've transformed every inch of this place. New colors, new furniture, and a profound sense of peace I never had during our marriage. This house is my sanctuary. It is the one place where I feel completely safe. It's my hard-earned peace. A year ago, Mark started dating Chloe. She's younger, energetic, and initially, I thought she was good for him. I was genuinely supportive. But 6 months ago, things took a weird turn. Mark started showing up more frequently under the guise of co-parenting. But instead of playing with the kids, he would linger. He'd walk into my kitchen, make himself a coffee, and sprawl out on my new sofa as if he still owned the place. He'd sit there for hours, talking about himself while the kids played in the other room. He started using me as his unpaid therapist. He'd spend hours complaining about Chloe, how she spent too much money, how she didn't understand him, how her family was a nightmare. He'd say things like, "Elena, you're so sensible. I wish Chloe was more like you." He started calling my home his safe space. It made my skin crawl. It felt like an emotional invasion. I told him repeatedly, "Mark, your relationship issues are not my burden. I am your co-parent, not your emotional dumping ground." He'd just laugh it off, sigh dramatically, and stay another hour. I noticed a pattern. His visits only happened after they had a fight. He was escaping his new life by retreating into the ghost of his old one. He even hinted a few times that he regretted the divorce, implying that things were just easier with me. My sister, Joanna, always took his side. She'd tell me, "Elena, he's clearly struggling. Have some empathy. He's the father of your children. It doesn't hurt to be a listening ear." Last night was the breaking point. A massive storm was raging outside. At 11:30 p.m., Mark started pounding on my door. When I opened it, he was drenched, shivering, and holding a small duffel bag. He pushed past me and slumped onto my white rug, staining it with mud. "Chloe kicked me out," he wailed. "It's over, Elena. I need to stay here for a bit. I really need my safe space right now." Looking at him, I didn't feel pity. I felt disgusted. He was asking to use my home as an escape hatch from his current mess. I asked him why he didn't go to his sister's house. He looked me in the eye and said, "Joanna's house is too chaotic. There's no peace there. I need the quiet of this house. Besides, I helped pay for this place once, remember?" That was it. I pulled out my phone and called Chloe. Mark's face went bone white. Chloe answered, sounding completely calm. I asked her point blank if she had kicked Mark out. The silence that followed was deafening. Chloe said, "No, Elena. Mark told me his mother was rushed to the hospital and that he'd be staying with her for a few days to help out. Is he with you?" He had lied to both of us. He wasn't homeless. He was just vacationing from his new responsibilities by using me. He wanted the comfort of his ex-wife without the work of a marriage. He was playing us both. I put the phone on speaker so he could hear her voice. He tried to grab the phone, but I shoved him back. "Get out, Mark. Now." He started screaming that I was a monster for sending him into a storm. I grabbed his bag and threw it onto the wet driveway. I told him, "The day you signed those papers, this stopped being your safe space. This is my sanctuary, and you are an intruder. Go to your mother's house since that's the lie you chose." I locked the door and watched him soak in the rain before he finally drove away. This morning, my phone has been blowing up. My sister Joanna called me screaming, saying Mark had to spend the night in a cheap motel and that I've traumatized him. She says I should have been more empathetic and that it's hard for him to co-parent now because he feels unwelcome. I told her that if she felt so much empathy, she should open her own safe space for him. Then I blocked her. Chloe has officially dumped him now. Today I had my rug professionally cleaned, and I have lemon and sage candles burning in every room. I've realized that setting boundaries isn't being cruel, it's an act of self-preservation. My home is finally a sanctuary again. No lies, no drama, just me and my kids. But now, Mark's friends and family are labeling me as a villain, saying I prioritized a rug and peace over a human being in a crisis. So, was I the asshole for telling my ex-husband that my home is no longer his safe space?